Hey everyone, welcome back to Becoming Ultimate Masters. We're doing a deep dive today, and it's all about transformation. Especially in African spirituality.
Yeah.
We're excited to have you here to break down some of this fascinating research.
Yeah, it's interesting how transformation has become like this buzzword in South Africa. You hear it everywhere.
Oh yeah.
In government, education, finance, even nonprofits. But what does it really mean, especially when we're thinking about the future and young people shaping that future?
Right, exactly. Everyone's talking about transformation, but I feel like if you ask 10 people what they mean by it, you'll get 10 different answers.
For sure.
So where do we even begin,
Well, a lot of the common interpretations in Africa focus on the tangible stuff.
Okay.
Social, political, and economic shifts.
Okay.
So like changing laws to create more equality or boosting economic opportunities.
Right.
And academics talk about these changes in terms of agency and structure.
Okay.
Individuals driving change within these larger systems that we're all a part of.
Okay, so like individuals taking action to make things better within, those existing structures.
Exactly.
That makes sense. But our sources actually point out a problem with focusing just on those things.
Yeah.
It could be a limited view, especially from an African perspective, because it misses a crucial dimension.
Right. You're absolutely right. The spiritual dimension.
Okay.
That's key here.
So how does spirituality factor into transformation then? What's unique about the African perspective?
Well, in African spirituality, transformation is often seen as restoring the relationship between the divine and human.
Okay.
So it's not just about, changing policies or economic systems.
Yeah.
It's about something deeper.
Okay. I'm starting to see how this is different then. It's not just about external shifts, but it's like this deeper internal change that starts within.
Exactly. And within African spirituality, there's two main ways of looking at this.
Okay.
One emphasizes what we could call spiritual centrifugality.
Spiritual centrifugality.
Okay. It highlights the collective nature of transformation.
Okay.
The idea that it's embedded in community practices and shared responsibility.
Oh.
Like Ubuntu, I am because we are.
Yeah.
This understanding that we're all interconnected and responsible for each other's well-being.
Right. So it's not just about me transforming. It's about us transforming together.
Exactly.
So one person's growth kind of impacts the whole community.
Yes. And there's a fascinating example of this, this coming-of-age ritual of the Exosa people.
Okay.
It's not simply about an individual becoming an adult. The entire community is deeply involved, sharing the responsibility of guiding and supporting the young person.
Oh, wow.
Elders share wisdom. Family members offer encouragement. Everyone celebrates this important milestone together.
Yeah.
And that collective energy is transformative for both the individual and the community.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
It makes me think about how even small actions, when done together, can really create big change.
Exactly. Now, the other perspective on transformation in African spirituality comes from what I call restorers of Ubuntu.
Okay. Restorers of Ubuntu.
They argue that recent social upheavals have broken down these traditional values.
Okay.
And they believe that to revitalize communities, we need to return to these principles of Ubuntu.
Like?
Compassion, respect, shared responsibility.
Okay, so both sides are really emphasizing the importance of community.
Yes.
But I'm sensing there might be some limitations to these views as well. Things they might be missing.
You're right to question that.
Okay.
While these perspectives are valuable, they can make African spirituality seem static.
Okay.
Stuck in the past. Like simply talking about Ubuntu doesn't automatically guarantee positive change.
Right.
We need to figure out how to apply its principles in modern ways that resonate with young people.
Yeah.
Who are facing new challenges.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like Ubuntu is a beautiful concept, but how do we actually live it out in our daily lives in a world that's constantly changing?
Exactly. Plus, these viewpoints don't always address the process.
Okay.
How spiritual transformation happens.
Like the steps involved.
Yeah. It's one thing to talk about Ubuntu or restoring traditional values.
Yeah.
But how do we actually make those shifts within ourselves and our communities?
So we need to go deeper. We need to go deeper into the individual experiences within African spirituality.
Yeah.
Because even though there's this strong emphasis on community, I'm guessing individual growth plays a huge role too.
You're spot on. Personal transformation is vital in African spirituality.
Okay.
It's about tapping into what we could call spiritual centripetality.
What was that?
Centripetality.
Okay.
It's the individual's capacity to look inward, examine their own beliefs and values, and ultimately influence their own spiritual domain.
Okay. Spiritual centripetality. What does that look like in real life?
It's like when you take time for quiet reflection or meditation, you're going inward, exploring your own spiritual landscape.
Okay.
Your thoughts, feelings, beliefs.
So it's about taking responsibility for your own growth.
Yeah.
And understanding how your inner world shapes your outer world.
Right.
Okay?
Think about it this way. Before you can change the world around you,
Yeah.
you have to change the world within you.
Okay. I see what you mean.
Yeah.
It's like if I want to see more kindness in the world, I have to start by being kinder to myself and the people around me. It starts with me.
Exactly. And theologian John Mbiti talks about this. He emphasizes this shift from reactive to proactive reconstruction.
Okay.
Instead of just reacting to the problems around us, we need to proactively create solutions.
Yeah.
And that starts with personal renewal, with each individual taking responsibility for their own growth.
Okay, hold on. I'm a bit confused.
Yeah.
How does this individual transformation fit within a system that values collectivity so much?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And it gets to the heart of how spiritual transformation works.
Okay.
It's not an either. It's about recognizing that individual and collective transformation are interconnected. To understand this better, let's look at scholar Kees Wyman.
Okay.
He outlines 3 types of spiritual transformation.
Okay, let's hear it. What are those 3 types?
He calls them deformation, reformation, and transformation.
All right, break those down for us. What do they mean?
Okay, so think of deformation as that feeling of being lost.
Okay.
Disconnected, limited by the world around you.
Yeah.
It's when you conform to what society tells you to be, even if it doesn't feel right. It's like being stuck in a rut, feeling hopeless, lacking purpose.
Yeah, okay. That definitely resonates, especially as a young person. You know, it's easy to feel lost or pressured to fit in.
Right.
So what's next?
Next comes reformation.
Okay.
This is when you start to renew your mind and actions, aligning them with a higher purpose.
Okay.
It's about reclaiming your power, making choices in line with your values, and becoming the best version of yourself.
So taking control of your own life.
Exactly.
Making choices that feel good and right to you. Sounds empowering. What about that final stage, transformation? What does that mean?
True transformation is when you move beyond just reforming your actions.
Okay.
And you actually start to orient yourself towards a deeper connection with the divine.
Hmm.
It's about recognizing the interconnectedness of all things and letting go of those limiting beliefs that hold you back from your true potential.
Wow, that sounds intense. Like a complete shift in how you see the world and your place in it.
Exactly. But here's the key. It's not a linear journey.
Okay.
You don't just move neatly from deformation to reformation to transformation.
Right.
And then you're done.
Gotcha.
People often oscillate between these stages throughout their lives.
That makes me feel better.
Yeah.
It's reassuring to know that it's not about achieving some perfect state of transformation.
Yeah.
It's about embracing the ups and downs of the journey.
Exactly. The journey itself is where the growth happens.
I love that.
And, our sources actually highlight a lot of these anxieties and challenges experienced by young Africans today. Feelings of rootlessness among those who've moved to cities, a sense of alienation among those in academic settings.
Okay.
These experiences all fit into that deformation stage.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
With so much change happening in the world, it's easy to feel disconnected from our roots, our communities, even ourselves.
Yes.
So how do we move from that feeling of the deformation to reformation?
That's where this powerful concept of Sankofa comes in.
Sankofa.
It's a term from the Akan people of Ghana that means go back and fetch it. It's a call for moral and spiritual rebirth, a reminder to look to the past for wisdom as we move forward.
So it's not about getting stuck in the past. It's about learning from it and using that wisdom to create a better future.
I love that.
Exactly.
And there's this beautiful story in our sources about a volunteer who embodies this idea of Sankofa.
Okay.
He spent his younger years chasing worldly success, but later in life he had a profound spiritual awakening. He realized that true fulfillment comes from serving others and reconnecting with his spiritual roots. He found a new understanding of God and dedicated his life to making a positive impact on his community.
That's so inspiring. It reminds me of this quote that really stuck with me.
Yeah.
People's sense of self-worth is most often determined not only by the kind of support they receive from others, but also from how willing they are to self-examine negative behaviors. It's about taking responsibility for our own growth and making choices that lead to positive change.
You're getting it. And that self-examination is a key part of reformation.
Okay.
It's about being honest with yourself, acknowledging your strengths and weaknesses, and making a commitment to becoming a better person. It's not about being perfect. It's about striving to live a life that aligns with your values and purpose.
So Before we can transform the world around us, we need to transform ourselves from the inside out.
That's a beautiful way to put it. And remember, this transformation isn't just about you as an individual. It also extends to how you understand and relate to others.
So transforming our relationships as well.
Absolutely. When we shift our own perspectives and cultivate compassion within ourselves, it naturally spills over into our relationships with others.
Are there any examples of how this plays out in real life?
There's a really impactful story in one of our sources about a South African woman named Lufu.
Okay.
She talks about how her transformed relationship with God led to greater acceptance and reconciliation with others. She realized that judging others was blocking her own spiritual growth.
Wow.
So she made a conscious effort to see the good in everyone, even those who had hurt her.
Yeah.
This led to a profound sense of peace and healing in her own life and allowed her to build stronger connections with those around her.
That's incredible. It's like when we let go of judgment and embrace compassion, we create space for deeper, more authentic connections with others.
You got it.
It's like that saying, hurt people hurt people.
Mm-hmm.
When we heal ourselves, we can help heal the world around us.
Exactly. And, there's one more element of African spirituality that I think is so important to highlight in this conversation about transformation.
Okay.
Joy.
Ooh, yes. Tell us about that. It seems like joy plays a huge role in all of this.
It absolutely does. Joy is central to the African spiritual experience. It's not about ignoring the difficulties or pretending everything's perfect.
Right.
It's about cultivating a deep sense of gratitude and appreciation for life, even in the midst of challenges.
Okay.
It's about finding that inner spark, that connection to something bigger than ourselves, that fills us with a sense of purpose and meaning.
Okay, I'm intrigued. But how does joy actually contribute to transformation?
Well, in African spirituality, joy is seen as more than just a fleeting emotion. It's a powerful force that can fuel our growth and connect us to the divine.
So joy isn't just a byproduct of transformation, it's an essential ingredient.
You're getting it. Think about it this way. When you're feeling joyful, you're more open to new experiences, more likely to connect with others, and more likely to take risks that lead to positive change.
Right.
Joy gives us the energy and motivation to keep moving forward, even when things get tough.
I love that. It's like when we're filled with joy, we're more likely to see the possibilities instead of the problems.
Exactly. And in many African cultures, joy is expressed through music, dance, and storytelling.
Oh, yeah.
These communal activities create a sense of connection and belonging, and they allow people to tap into a collective energy that can be incredibly transformative.
So it's not just about feeling joyful individually, it's about sharing that joy with others and creating a ripple effect that can uplift entire communities.
That's the beauty of it. And our source material actually describes the power of drumming in African spiritual practices.
Oh, wow.
The rhythmic energy of the drum is believed to connect participants to the divine.
Wow.
It serves as a powerful symbol of joy and spiritual awakening.
That's fascinating. It makes me think about how music and rhythm can have such a profound impact on our emotions and energy.
Yeah.
It's like when you hear a really good song, you can't help but move your body and feel more alive.
Exactly. And in African spirituality, that feeling of aliveness is seen as a sign that you're connecting with your true self and with something larger than yourself.
This joy is the language of the soul.
Beautifully said.
It helps us connect with our deepest selves and with the divine.
And that's why joy is such a powerful force for transformation.
Yeah.
It helps us break free from those limiting beliefs and behaviors that keep us stuck.
Yeah.
It fuels our growth and inspires us to create a more joyful and fulfilling life.
Okay, so we've talked about these powerful concepts: transformation, joy, spiritual centripetality. But here's a question for you. If we truly believe that individual transformation can spark societal change, what's one concrete action we can take today to cultivate that inner shift within ourselves?
That's a great question, and one that we'll continue to explore as we dive deeper into this topic. It's all about taking that first step, however small it may seem.
Okay.
It could be as simple as, setting aside 5 minutes each day for quiet reflection.
So like just taking a few minutes to check in with ourselves.
Yeah.
Like a mental health checkup.
Exactly. Just sit with yourself, breathe deeply, and observe your thoughts and feelings without judgment.
Okay.
Or maybe it's about, trying a new creative outlet,
Right.
like journaling or dancing. It could even be about reaching out to someone you've been meaning to connect with.
Yeah.
Someone who inspires you or brings you joy.
I like that. It's about making small intentional choices that nurture our inner world and allow us to tap into that transformative power of joy.
Precisely. Remember, spiritual transformation isn't about becoming a perfect person
Right.
or achieving some grand enlightenment. It's about embracing the journey with all its ups and downs,
Yeah.
and trusting that each step we take, however small, is moving us closer to our true selves.
That's a really encouraging message. It takes the pressure off, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's okay if we don't have it all figured out right now.
Exactly.
What matters is that we keep moving forward, keep learning, keep growing.
I couldn't have said it better myself. And one of the things that's so beautiful about African spirituality is its emphasis on community.
Right.
It reminds us that we don't have to go through this journey alone.
Yeah.
We can lean on each other for support, encouragement, and inspiration.
So it's not just about our own individual transformation.
Yeah.
It's about contributing to the collective transformation of our communities and the world around us.
Exactly. Think about Ubuntu again.
Okay.
I am, because we are,
Yeah.
this powerful recognition that our well-being is linked to the well-being of others.
Mm-hmm.
When we transform ourselves, we transform our relationships, our communities,
Yeah.
ultimately the world around us.
It's like that ripple effect. Like when you throw a pebble into a pond, the ripples spread outwards, impacting everything they touch.
Yeah.
Our actions, our energy, our joy, it all has a ripple effect on the world around us.
That's a beautiful analogy. And one of the things that's so powerful about joy is that it's contagious.
Oh, yeah.
When we radiate joy, it inspires others to do the same.
Mm-hmm.
It creates this positive feedback loop that can uplift entire communities.
It's like that saying, be the change you wish to see in the world. If we want to see a world filled with joy, compassion, and connection, we have to start by embodying those qualities ourselves.
You got it. And when we start to see transformation through this spiritual lens, it opens up a whole new world of possibilities.
Okay.
It's not about forcing change. It's about creating the conditions for it to emerge organically.
So it's about tapping into that wellspring of joy within ourselves and letting it flow outwards,
I love that image.
impacting everyone and everything we encounter.
It's about remembering that we're not just trying to fix problems.
Right.
We're co-creating a more beautiful and just world.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about the big picture, but how can we actually cultivate this spiritual transformation in our own lives? What are some practical steps we can take as young people who are just starting out on this journey?
That's a great question. And I think it starts with awareness.
Okay.
Pay attention to your thoughts, your feelings, your behaviors.
Okay.
What are the things that bring you joy? What are the things that drain your energy? What are the values that are most important to you?
So it's about being mindful of our inner landscape, understanding what makes us tick.
Yes.
It's like before we can start making changes, we need to know what we're working with, right?
Exactly. And once you have a better understanding of your own patterns, you can start to make conscious choices.
Right.
Choose to spend time with people who lift you up and inspire you to be your best self.
Yeah.
Choose to engage in activities that nourish your soul and bring you a sense of peace and fulfillment. Choose to focus on the things that you're grateful for, even in the midst of challenges.
So it's about creating a life that supports our spiritual growth.
A life that's aligned with our values and our deepest sense of purpose.
You got it. And it's also important to cultivate a sense of connection to something bigger than yourself,
Okay.
whether it's through prayer meditation, spending time in nature, or connecting with your community. Find what works for you and make it a regular practice. It doesn't have to be complicated or time-consuming. Even 5 or 10 minutes a day can make a huge difference.
So it's about nurturing that spiritual connection.
Yeah.
Reminding ourselves that we're not alone in this journey.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And remember, it's a journey, not a destination.
Right.
There will be ups and downs, moments of clarity and moments of confusion.
Yeah.
Be patient with yourself and trust the process.
That's such an important reminder. It's so easy to get caught up in the idea of achieving some kind of spiritual perfection, but that's not what it's about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's about embracing the messiness of life and recognizing that we're all works in progress.
Yeah.
It's about showing ourselves compassion and understanding even when we make mistakes or fall short of our own expectations. So it's about letting go of that need for control and trusting that the universe has our back.
You got it. And one of the things that can be really helpful on this journey is surrounding yourself with people who are also on a path of spiritual growth.
Okay.
Find a community that supports your evolution and challenges you to become the best version of yourself.
Yeah.
Whether it's a group of friends, a spiritual mentor, or a supportive online community, having people to share this journey with can make all the difference.
It's about creating a tribe of like-minded souls who can lift us up and hold us accountable.
Yes, and don't underestimate the power of shared experiences. whether it's through drumming, dancing, singing, or storytelling, rituals and practices that connect us to our heritage, can be incredibly powerful tools for spiritual transformation.
Okay.
These activities allow us to tap into a collective energy that can help us break free from limiting beliefs,
Yeah.
connect with our deepest selves, and experience a sense of belonging and purpose.
It's about tapping into that collective wisdom and energy that's been passed down through generations.
Mm.
It's like we're not just individuals, we're part of a lineage, a story that's much bigger than ourselves.
Exactly. And as we cultivate this individual and collective transformation, we start to see the world through a different lens.
Okay.
We see the interconnectedness of all things. We see the beauty in the everyday. We see the potential for love and healing in every situation.
It's about shifting our perspective from one of fear and scarcity to one of abundance and possibility.
Mm-hmm.
It's about remembering that we're all connected and that we have the power to create a more beautiful and just world for ourselves and for future generations.
That's such a powerful message.
Yeah.
And it's a reminder that we're all in this together.
We are. And as we each step into our own power, we create a ripple effect that can transform the world.
So it's not just about changing ourselves, it's about changing the world.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that our individual journeys are linked to the collective journey of humanity.
Yeah.
And when we commit to our own spiritual growth, we're contributing to the evolution of consciousness on a global scale.
Right. That's incredible. I'm feeling so inspired right now. What a powerful conversation.
Me too. It's always a joy to talk about these topics.
Yeah.
It reminds me of how much potential we have to create positive change in the world, especially when we start by transforming ourselves from the inside out.
And you know what's so cool about this whole concept of spiritual transformation is that it's not just some abstract idea.
Right.
It's something we can actually experience in our everyday lives.
You're so right. It's in those moments of connection, those moments of joy, those moments when we feel truly alive and aligned with our purpose.
Exactly. It's in the way we interact with others, the way we approach our work, the way we care for ourselves and the planet.
It's about bringing that spiritual awareness into every aspect of our lives.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that spirituality isn't separate from our daily lives. It's woven into the fabric of everything we do.
And I think that's what makes this conversation so relevant for our listeners, especially young adults and high school students who are just starting to figure out their place in the world. You know, it's about empowering them to tap into their own inner wisdom and create a life that's meaningful and fulfilling. It's about reminding them that they have the power to make a difference no matter how small they might feel.
Yes. Every act of kindness, every moment of joy, every choice we make to live in alignment with our values contributes to the collective transformation of humanity.
So powerful.
It is.
Well, this has been an incredible deep dive. Thank you so much for sharing your insights with us today.
It's been my pleasure. I always enjoy these conversations.
And listeners, we hope you found this episode as inspiring as we did. If you're feeling called to share this message of hope and transformation with others, please do. Share this episode with your loved ones. Post it on social media. Let's spread this positive energy far and wide.
And remember, if you're feeling a little bit stuck or, unsure where to begin on your own journey of transformation, there's support available.
Yeah, you can check out www.ultimatemasters.org coaching or WhatsApp us at +2 567 71324
We're here to guide you and, help you tap into your full potential.
Because ultimately, this is about becoming the ultimate masters of our own lives, right?
Yeah. And remember, you don't have to wait for someone else to, create the change that you want to see in the world.
Exactly.
You have that power within you to start transforming yourself and, in turn, transforming the world around you.
It starts today.
So go out there and shine your light. Embrace the journey, embrace the joy, and keep becoming the ultimate masters of your own lives.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone.